I'm a little scared to share my story because I don't want to give false hope to anyone. I don't give false hope to myself, but
Okay.
also it is not traditional. I want to lead with that, y'all. This was not traditional.
Okay. Go ahead.
So my story was, we met as friends with benefits in November for his birthday. We did spend Valentine's together. And the advice of friends and everyone was, hey, it's not going to be that. I dipped in May. I said, hey, I want something a little bit more exclusive, and I'm just, so I'm going to give you some space. So it's been about almost 2 months since I told him that, and it was silent up until that point.
Mm-hmm.
I will preface this by saying my birthday is Monday. So I think it's maybe just the pressure of my birthday coming up and us not talking. But again, I don't know. One, I don't know if I want to move towards exclusivity now. He reached out, but also I'm like, is it just the height of everything? So yeah.
So he reached out and said what?
He texted. My phone was on D&D at the time. I was working, and then I said, I'll. He was like, I'm trying to call you, and I said, I'll call you back in a second. And he was like, hey, I haven't spoken to you. It was like maybe a 30-minute conversation. It wasn't too long. He was like, I thought about everything. I did know, this, how you felt about everything. He was insecure about, I don't know, money, career, men. I give y'all that, girl. I get it. But for me, I just, I told him, that a few months ago when we were dealing with each other, I said, I'm not, when the exclusivity conversation came up, I said, what is it that you think I'm expecting that I'm not having now, whatever. And he didn't really give a straight answer. So I said, okay, we don't have to do this. But I don't know. I just think it's the fact that we haven't been speaking, honestly. I don't know. I just think he just misses the connectivity, if that makes sense.
What did he say when he reached out?
He basically was just like, the space that we've had is just like allowing me to think. And like he was like, I knew what you wanted in those months when we were dealing with each other. And I was insecure about like he's a producer. So he was like, I was insecure about like where I was, everything. I'm a lawyer. So we were very opposite ends of the spectrum. And so, like I said, when we were dealing with each other, I told him I care about your personality. I care about your character. Like you're a good guy.
Right.
So that was kind of, he said that was the issue. But again, my birthday's in a few days. So I feel like he's speaking up because of that.
Okay. All right. So what's the question here?
Do I don't know if I guess like shit. Take that smile off your face. I just don't know if I want to jump into it. Like I'm scared. Should I take the leap? Yeah, okay, all right.
I know you're scared, and that's why you're like, oh, it's my birthday coming. Your birthday got nothing to do with this.
The timing, I think it's I don't know. He could have reached out a week ago. I don't know.
No, you're trying to like minimize it. So you're like, well, I don't want this to be serious. So he's probably not serious. It is my birthday coming up, so he's just saying this because it's my birthday.
I do want it to be, but I'm scared. I've watched enough of your videos to know I'm avoidant. But I was avoidant because he was avoidant. I was like, nah, let's just not do it. I'm anxious. I don't know. I'm everything. I don't know.
Did y'all have a pre-existing connection before it became like romantic?
We had been friends for a while, but just not close friends at all. Like okay. It was like a hey on Instagram type deal. Yeah, I'd seen him at a party, that type of deal. Yeah. It wasn't close.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I say try it out, love. Like if you enjoyed him and you left because of a lack of exclusivity.
Yeah.
Then, I say lean in. Is that why you left, or did you leave because y'all were getting close and then the exclusivity was a good out to leave the connection?
Why can't it be both?
I'm just bringing that to your. I'm bringing that to your awareness because I want you to be aware of the pattern.
Okay.
So you can catch yourself in it. Because if you have any degree of avoidance, like part of how avoidantly attached people deactivate is they fault find.
Okay.
So they'll justify a reason to like leave.
Yeah.
So you want to be aware of that because it happens unconsciously. You don't really know you're doing it, so you kind of have to watch yourself and see like through your romantic history where has that pattern like revealed itself so you can prepare for it. Because what you want to do is you want to have a plan for when it occurs. Okay. I was just having a conversation with a client of mine who's a firefighter. And I was telling him like he's in a really rough situation right now because he attends class with a woman who is like fearful of avoiding, very hot and cold,
Okay.
and he really wants her. And I was like, you got to make a plan. He pulled back, and then she started to pursue, and he got hurt.
Right.
And then when he
Right.
leaned back in, she ran again. And I was like, this just isn't going to work, bro. So
Yeah.
when you pull your energy back again and you focus on yourself, she's going to pursue you again. But you got to make a plan right now before you get in that situation, because if you try to decide when you're in that situation, you're going to default to what your emotions are telling you to do. Similar, like when you stop, drop, and roll, right?
Yeah.
It's like if you don't know to stop, drop, and roll, and you get and fire is
Yeah.
on you, like you're not gonna know what to do. You're gonna run around screaming, right? So
Yeah.
like for you, prepare for that fire. 'Cause that fire is coming. So
Okay.
you need to have a stop, drop, and roll protocol in place
Okay.
when it comes.
Can I, or should I guess the question is should I bring up, even just like referencing maybe even like your videos, for example, it has helped me through a lot in reference to me and how I deal with it, and say, hey, this is something I deal with. You know, I want this to be healthy. We have really good communication. I have to give him that. I think my fear is like, I don't want it to sound heavy when I'm like, hey, I know a great dating guru, or just like, I watch these videos, like and I don't want to be like, dang, it's all that, I want to just do it healthy is my point. So
Okay. Are you asking, should you tell him ahead of time? Like
what
how
I've learned about myself, yeah.
that's fine. You don't have to like lay everything out. But I think
Okay.
it's an act of good faith that you're being that
Okay.
vulnerable because you probably aren't
Yeah.
that comfortable with vulnerability.
Oh my God, I hate it. Yeah.
Right. So that's a step in the right direction. So that's an act of good faith. And it's like, you're being vulnerable. I think entering into the connection with that type of conversation could be a real good, healthy thing.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'll tune back in after my birthday. We'll see what happens.
All right. Keep me posted
But
now.
thank
Keep me
you.
posted. No problem, dear. You take care.
Bye.
All right. All right. Hopefully that works out. Hello.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
Great, love. What can I do for you?
I wanted to know what I should do. I was with a guy for 3 years, and he recently broke up with me because he feels that he cannot be on my level in general, like emotionally, financially, and spiritually. He says he wants to be with me, but he can't. And however, he wants to see me every day. He still is trying to contact me every day, but then he's rude to me when he does talk to me. He's always said to me like, oh, well, you're the intelligent one. You're the one who has more money. You're the one who is on a higher level. And he kind of just uses that as like, I get it. He may be feeling like he's not enough, but I've always like told him like, you're enough. Like, you feel like you want to, what do you want to do? Oh, I want to start a business. Okay, this is how we start a business. And then when I help him do that, then he's like, it's like he kind of runs away again. And he's like, well, I don't like that you helped me with that. Or he'll ask me to help him with things, and then he'll be like, well, you know what? I'm just irritated with you because you just know everything to do. You know everything that's right to do. So I just need space. I need time from you. So he's actually currently living with my father because he needs space, and he's saying that the space he's using right now is to not hate me. But I just don't understand, like, why would you hate someone who you feel like that you love and you care about, and also that, he says that I was the one who gave him real love.
Right.
Compared to all his other girlfriends that he's had in the past. I just really don't understand.
Oof.
And
Well,
we have a baby. Like, we have a 9-month-old. And we planned together that, when we had him, that, he was like, I don't want my baby to go to daycare. And I'm like, well, I need to work. Like, I made more money than the both of us, well, more money than him. So it made more sense for me to work. And he was like, well, I'm going to just stay at home. But then when he stayed at home, he's like, this is too much. I can't cook. I can't clean. I can't do this. And I'm like, it's okay. It's okay. Like, I was always saving him. But then I stopped trying to save him because I can't do the work for him. I just realized it. I can't do the work for him.
Right.
But now that he left, I have this full-time job and he's not here to take care of the baby. And I work virtually, and it's like becoming too much to take care of the baby and work. So now I have to put the baby in daycare, but now he's upset with me. It's your fault. You're the reason why. So I'm just trying to figure out what to do. He's telling me that, in 6, 7, 8 months we'll be together. We'll work on things. But I don't know. We did see a relationship therapist, and she was basically telling him that he needs to work on things. And that's really when he wanted to start running away. Because he was like, I don't know how.
How long have y'all been together?
3 years.
Okay. So when did these complaints start coming up?
When did what?
These complaints start coming up?
He always kind of like threw things like that out there, but a month ago is when it really started like really spitfiring things like that. When I give him a lot, he runs away. Like, I feel like he's avoidant too. Like, he's a fearful avoidant. He's always been hot and cold, honestly. But I just thought always, like, maybe I need to love him more. Maybe I need to do more. Maybe. And then when I started thinking about it, and I'm like, you know what? Like, it's not me. It's him. That's when I really started thinking about that. And I tried to take a step back. And now he's saying, well, you're the reason why I'm failing at life. You're the reason why I can't improve. You're a distraction in my life when everything I've done was to help him. I don't know.
Okay. So what is the question that you have here?
Do you think I should continue to like keep my heart open and just see what will happen? Like later on down the line, or should I just literally just close off and just start thinking about just me and my son?
How has keeping your heart open been working so far?
It's been confusing because I really do want to work on things with him. I feel like if I stopped trying to work on things, I feel like I'm giving up on him. And I don't want to feel like, I don't want him to feel bad for me giving up on him. But he's just like, I love you. I miss you. Hi, honey. Hi, babe. And I'm just confused because you broke up with me. You said I'm single. You're single. But why are you sending mixed signals?
Okay. This is going to require like a longer conversation to unpack. So I'll give you like just the macro read right now. I don't think worrying about whether or not he's fearful avoidant is important. Like, you want clarity over the situation, and putting a label on him helps you feel like you can control the situation. But ultimately, even if you did slap a label on him, it doesn't change the situation at all. He's probably fearful avoidant. He's definitely showing up as hot and cold. But I come from the position where someone starts telling you that they feel like you're too good for them, believe them. On some Maya Angelou type shit, right? You gotta believe what they're telling you. Because when they say that, a sabotage is coming. So basically, he feels bad based on, given the detail that you've given, right? I know there's two sides to this, but based on what you're telling me, he feels bad about your accomplishments and your agency. That makes him feel bad in his body. And he's projecting that on you because all he's aware of is the bad feeling only comes up when you're around. He's not understanding that it is his problem to own. He's just thinking, you're here, I observe you, I feel bad, so you're doing this to me. He has a very low level of self-awareness.
Okay.
It's like a jealous person who doesn't know they're jealous. You ever met someone like that?
Yes.
Those are the dangerous people. The people who don't know. I had a friend of mine one time. I was like, I got like this really good job opportunity. And he told me like, man, I'm jealous. And I told my girl at the time that, and she was like, I don't like that. Cut him off. I'm like, that ain't a danger. If someone can tell you they're jealous, they're not a threat. That's healthy jealousy. It's the motherfucker who is congratulating you and seething in the background. That's the person to look out for, because they don't even know what's motivating them. They don't know what's driving them. That's that biblical jealousy. So it's like, you gotta, I would avoid this situation, because you're saying that you don't want to abandon him when he's already done so on his end. Right. So obviously there's more to unpack. Again, I think you inquired about coaching, so we can go deeper into it to see if anything is salvageable. But based on the little bit of details I have right now, my read would be to give him what he obviously wants.
Okay. Thank you so much.
No problem, dear. Best of luck to you, all right?
Thank you.
All right. It's like, I don't very rarely hear women in that situation. Like, I know they obviously are in that situation, but normally it's the guy being like, shorty's telling him, no one's ever treated me like this before. And it's like, uh-oh, Shaggy. Gotta get out of here. Gotta get out of here. But remember, I tell y'all, man, the problem or the mistake was often made earlier in the process. And then you don't take note of it, and then you get further invested, and then new problems sprout. But it was the earlier issue. So what was the earlier mistake here? Not believing this person when they said that you're too good for them. You invest further, you reproduce with them. Now the problem's a lot bigger. So we have to learn the skill set of vetting. Vetting is just observing a person's behavior over time to ensure that it matches your standards. That's all vetting is. That's why we don't move quickly, because we haven't had enough time to vet yet, right? Right. All right. Who do we have next? Hello?
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. What can I do for you?
Can you hear me?
I can. What can I do for you?
So I just want to ask you about ghosting. Like,
Okay.
someone really likes you, appreciates you over the time, and at some point he ghosts you completely, and he disappears.
Okay. What's the question?
I want to ask you that a guy is showing emotions, like he's very interested in you, and after a few months, he ghosts you completely. So I just want to ask you that.
You haven't asked me anything yet. You just told me things. What's the question that you have about this situation?
I mean, I want to ask you how to heal their trauma, how to build trust again, how to stop waiting for them or closure.
You have to grieve the connection. People do stuff like that. It's not about you typically. Right? So you got to just feel the sad emotions that come along with it, and then get back out there. There's no magical solution here, right? So it's like you have to grieve the connection, grieve the person, grieve the potential future that you planned with them in your head. Understand that people, when they ghost you and stuff like that, it's not necessarily about you. It's more so a reflection of their character. It's a very terrible thing to do to someone that you've been seeing for quite some time. And just take some space, process, and then when you feel better, get back out there.
just want to forgive them, but I'm unable to. I'm just so heartbroken that I put some emotions into somebody, and they really make you feel very important, and they are gone.
Right.
No, they're nothing.
Right. I get it. I understand. People can be unkind, but you're going to run into people like that from time to time. So you have to be resilient. You process it, you grieve it, and then you trust that better is out there. Okay?
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
No problem, dear. You take care.
Yeah.
All right. Who we got next? Who do we have next? Hello? Hello.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Can you hear me?
What's going on?
Hello. I can't hear you. Okay. Can you hear me?
I can.
Good.
How are you?
Okay. Sorry, I was kind of connected to my car, but I need a little insight. I'll keep it brief.
Okay.
If that's okay.
Sure.
So I was dealing with this guy. Him and I were on a connection, and starting a connection rather. And it's been going on for quite some time, and it was going really, really well. We hit probably like month 3, almost 4. And we were taking our time. We both agreed that we wanted something serious, long term, and something where we wanted, a good foundation, and us kind of like doing it the quote unquote right way. So we've been dating, going on dates, having a good, genuine, fun time together.
Right.
And recently we had a misunderstanding. He had some things going on in his personal life, and I could tell he was getting a bit moody. So I kind of wanted to just bring it to his attention, and more so if there is something, you don't necessarily have to tell me what's going on, but just, maybe I'm having a bad day, babe, today, I need a little space. So that's kind of what I was getting to, but he has this history of fear of being abandoned and rejected, which I understood. We talked about it, we had conversations about it. So I knew that was a thing for him. So initially, we were gonna have the conversation. It wasn't really the right time. We were supposed to go on a date, and I was in the hoop because I'm like, this hot and cold is kind of not selling on me right, and I need to kind of voice this concern before we go on a date. So we ended up canceling the date, and I told him I wanted to talk to him so that we could get past it, move past it, and move forward. So that night he was distracted and XYZ, so I said maybe we shouldn't have this conversation right now. Let's pick it up in the morning time. So we just went to the other, so I was like, well, there's no point in me staying, and I didn't, bring my bag or anything, so I ended up leaving. And I thought that it was also disrespectful. Well, I guess the better word that I should have used was dismissive. That he really wasn't trying to hear me out and listen and be attentive to the conversation. He was, but he wasn't. So that's kind of why I got upset with him. He was playing the game, listening to music and stuff. And I'm like, that's not a way to have a conversation or bring about an important conversation, whatever. So the next day he texted me and he ended things, and he told me that he doesn't think that I'm the one for him, and he don't think that we align or that we're as compatible as he hoped to be. He said he thinks he's rough around the edges, and I'm like, that doesn't make sense. You didn't even, it wasn't very deep. Let's just end it here. So I just said okay, and I was like, I'm gonna come get some of my things, and I did that. And I haven't talked to him. It's only been 4 days though. But do you think that he might come back around, or you might think that it's over?
Okay. How long were y'all together?
So initially we started talking in January, but we didn't get serious. We stopped talking. I was dealing with people. So roughly like 3.5 months of us like just dating. Nothing like not in a serious relationship yet.
Okay. And how did y'all meet?
We met on Hinge.
First mistake. That was the first mistake.
And we initially on a date. That was the first mistake? Oh no.
Absolutely. Okay. So met on Hinge, dated for 3.5 months. And you said that y'all were trying to like take things slow. Is that what you said?
Yeah, we were. We genuinely were. We were trying to. We had a mutual agreement that we wanted to take it slow. Even like introducing like the intimacy part a little bit later on. We wanted to kind of like really get to know each other.
Who like?
And when the time was right, then we introduced that part.
Who brought up that conversation, to take it slow conversation?
Him, me.
Which one?
Let's see. Probably me, because I'm very guarded, and he kind of initially felt like I was closed off. Because I told him it takes me a little time to kind of get to know somebody and warm up and like actually open up. So
Sure.
I told him that I generally like to take things a bit slower just so that I can be sure. So me, I would say me.
Okay. How old are you two?
28. He'll be 20. He'll be 30. Well, I'll be 29. He'll be 30. So we're around the same age.
Okay. And what was the first like rupture? Like what was the first like disagreement?
Mainly this recent one, or
Yeah,
like in
the
general?
recent one. Yeah, the recent one.
Most recent. It was about like, so his daughter is coming into town, and I could tell that his mood was just kind of changing. He seemed to be more anxious. And normally, like when I call or like when we talked, he seemed like kind of standoffish. And I'm like, I don't know if it's my fault or, you know, like what's going on with you, or if you're in a bad mood. So I kind of feel like I was walking on eggshells a bit, like not knowing if he was in a good mood or a bad mood, or not knowing if I should continue engaging in conversation after we was already on the phone. It just kind of felt a little like off to me. So that was like the catalyst of this whole thing.
So he was off about around the time his daughter was coming to visit, and then that caused a fight. Like what happened after that?
So we had already been planning. We already known that the daughter was coming into town. We had been maximizing our time in June because July he said the daughter was coming. So we had been planning to like communicate mostly over the phone because we knew we wouldn't be able to talk as much in person or see each other because he was going to be busy and he's going on vacation, XYZ. So it wasn't necessarily the daughter. I think it was him like not being able to like maybe regulate his own emotions and how he was processing the things that he was dealing with and maybe feeling overwhelmed and not voicing it. And I also he knows that I'm like a overthinker. And I told him like he feel like a lot of times he might think that I might go too deep into something that he tells me, but it's not always deep with me every single time. So I'm like, you know, some things are not always as deep as I might make it seem if you just bring it. But I think he wanted to kind of like, I think he got to a point where he was kind of like not wanting to tell me certain things because I am so deep and I analyze things and want to discuss and dissect things. But him and I were talking about that, and I'm like, you know, I want to work on not being so deep all the time. Everything is not worth a deep conversation. So,
Give me an example. Give me an example of that.
So, let's see. So we might be joking, and I might take him literal. He might be joking about like, oh babe, you do this, or I don't like when you do that, and I'm like, oh, you really don't like that? And he's like, babe, I'm joking, like that type of thing, mostly. But to me, in my mind, I'm like, if you come to me and express a concern, or even if you're joking, I'm gonna take you literal. But he's like, sometimes it's like not, it's just a joke, or it's not that deep. I hope that makes sense.
It does, but that's not a problem though.
That's not a problem. I think so.
When y'all communicated, was it mostly you initiating?
No, it was mostly like both of us. I would say like him and me, like a lot of times he would initiate communication, or he would like he would tell me like if there's something that he had on his mind, he just wants to like go ahead and nip it in the bud. And we had agreed to like try to over communicate. It kind of didn't really go as planned, but that was the initial agreement to like over communicate and talk about things immediately and just try to work through it and get past it. But he would bring up a lot of things that we would talk, and he would be able to like have effective dialogue with me a lot. Some things he would even, I would be like, oh my God, babe, like not today, but he would want to talk about it.
What kind of things would he bring up to you?
Like one time we were having this conversation about like us being intimate and like having other sex partners, and so he kind of like made a joke about it, and I told him like that's not a joke for me. So he was about to wash my car, and he told me like just chill out, we're gonna go wash the car and come back. And I was like, okay, cool. I said, yeah, you got some things to think about anyways. I made it like a kind of like a joke. But when he got out there, I ended up coming out there maybe like an hour later, and he was like, babe, I don't really like, if you have something like that you want to say or that you want to tell me, just go ahead and say it, because it leaves me thinking and wondering, and I don't want to overthink about it. And I was like, I respect it. He told me that maybe like later, because we ended up talking about it, but he told me that he didn't like that I did that. And I was like, okay, I respect it and I understand, like it makes you anxious, so I won't do that.
You said y'all were talking about other sex partners? What was that about?
Yeah, so we had a conversation about other sex partners, and I told him that I'm not into that. Like, if we gonna be doing that, nobody else. Like, I was making it plain to him, and he was like, of course. And I think he was just gauging to see like how I would respond, because he was like, babe, like I'm not having sex with anybody else. So I was like, okay, I'm just wanting us to be sure and some clarity on that. That's really where I was going with that.
I got you. Okay. I didn't know if y'all was trying to have a Diddy party or something like that. I didn't know, you didn't clarify. I was also confused. Okay. Okay. So, so y'all literally just had a connection. His daughter was coming into town. And then around the time his daughter was coming into town, he started to act kind of distant. And then he randomly texts you that he doesn't feel like y'all are compatible.
Yeah, well, after we were in person, and then the next day is when he texted me. So I texted him that night, and I told him that it was disrespectful. He was like, how was it disrespectful? And I told him I felt like he wasn't engaged in what we were talking about, and like it was disrespectful for him to be engaging in other things as we were having an important conversation. That's what I told him. And then he texted me that. But prior to one other time, him and I had a conversation about, he asked me, maybe like a month or so prior to that, he asked me to think about a question and like get back with him. And I was like, okay. And he asked me, do I see him as worthy? And so I ended up asking him like what made him ask me that. And he said he generally fears like when he's in a relationship or when he's in a connection, feeling like he's enough or feeling like the person chooses him, because he's been in a relationship before and the person might not choose him, and he feels like he wants to feel chosen by the person that he's with, and not like any day they'll just up and leave, which is essentially what he basically did to me. But yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, based off what you're telling me, I mean, there's possibly something else going on, but like based off what you're telling me, he had lower self-esteem. And if he has a feeling of low self-worth, and then you haven't really said that, but the vibe I get from you is that like you bring up quite a bit of issues. That's the vibe that I get from you. The reason why I say that is because you said that you take things literal, you read into everything, so you kind of have an orientation around like pleasing the person. So it was like, oh, I need to change that, and you're like, I'll work on it. Like that's the vibe. What comes from that same place is like you're not doing enough critical. Like you're holding them to that same standard you're holding yourself to. So it can kind of come a lot of critical energy. And to someone who already feels that they're not enough, they really hold on to that. So he possibly just thought like, okay, this person's going to leave me anyway, based off of how much she's complaining about minor things. So I'm out.
Yeah. I also don't ever want to feel like a burden or like I bring something up is so monumental that every time something is brought up. Because I personally have a fear of that in my last relationship, bringing things up and feeling like burdensome because I'm expressing a concern.
Right, but it's like it's to what point is it though, right? So in relationships, you got to pick your battles. So you want to focus on big things. Like every time somebody lets you down, even in a minor way, it doesn't need to be an emotional discussion.
Okay.
That's draining. That's very draining to people. So it's like if it's something that is crossing a boundary or something like that, sure. Like the thing that you brought up, based on like him not paying attention to you, that's fine. That's not an issue. But I just get the sense that you probably do that a lot. And if you do that a lot, yeah, that's going to be draining to people. So you have to like have the discernment around like when is there like is this something that we need to have a discussion on, or is this just the person being a flawed person and it's like it's not that big a deal.
Yeah. And I think to that point, like in the previous relationships that I had, I would stay silent a lot and I didn't express a lot of concern. I let a lot of things just happen.
And you overcorrected.
Okay. Yeah, and so I'm like kind of switching from one end to the next, one extreme to the next, and it's not as healthy also.
Yeah. Now that's not to say that this is on you. I'm just explaining how the system works. Okay. I don't assign blame unless like it's very clearly somebody's the problem. Okay. So, but the way this system works is you're critical because you felt you were silent before. Now you found your voice, and now you're like overdoing it. And you overdid it with the person who couldn't take that. And they probably couldn't even take like, even if you apply what I said in this connection, it probably still would have been too much for an individual like that.
So you think I probably should have just not said anything at that moment?
That's not what I just said.
Okay, I'm sorry.
What I just said is this person, you're with a person who has a lot of shame and feels flawed. And any criticism is probably going to feel like a personal attack towards them and reinforce the things they have a lot of shame around. So they probably would leave even a reasonable person who's following the exact same advice I gave you. In other words, even if you didn't complain about everything and only brought major problems to the table, with a person like this, it probably still would have been too much.
Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying now.
So yeah, you should learn to like course correct on your end. But even if you had in this situation, it probably still wouldn't have worked out.
So what do you think I should do?
In this situation? Leave them alone. I don't think it's landing what I'm saying.
Oh my God.
I don't like this person, like you know how it will work? You go back to being quiet. I want the to land. So you're not just making mouth noises, are you? When you say you got the point, right? You understood what I just said?
I'm getting your point. Okay. I'm following you.
Okay.
I wasn't thinking about leagues, man. I get what you're saying, though. I do.
All right.
Regardless, even if I don't say anything, it's gonna be an issue for me. And if I say anything about anything small or big, it'll be an issue regardless.
Yeah, I think with this type of person, sure. And you don't want to do that because then you're just gonna be a nervous wreck in the relationship. Think, should I say something or should I not? Oh my God, right?
That's how I was feeling. I'm like, should I mention this? Should I not? I'm like, I gotta say something.
Right. You just gotta move on, love. That's it.
So what if there is, because I also feel like sometimes people have or they may not have the emotional bandwidth to understand certain things, and I feel like he does.
What do you mean?
So like, I meant to say capacity. So sometimes explaining certain things like this to people don't have the emotional capacity to understand, but I feel like he does. If I maybe like have a conversation with him about this, I'm not gonna reach out, but in the event that a conversation does come about, having a conversation with him about this, I feel like he would be able to have the capacity to understand what I'm saying and take the feedback.
This isn't an intellectual problem. Someone can understand that and then still be overwhelmed by it emotionally. That's why I asked you, was that, because here's the thing. If it really landed, you wouldn't have asked that question. If what I said really landed, that question wouldn't have popped into your head. The connection doesn't work. Ironically, him saying that you aren't compatible was the truth. It's just his reasoning for the lack of compatibility wasn't accurate. But the truth is you aren't. You have chemistry, I'm sure. You enjoy each other.
Yeah.
But
chemistry, emotionally drained.
You require more than chemistry for the connection. Compatibility is also important. Okay?
Alrighty.
All right, love. Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
All right. All right. Need y'all to stop clinging to people, man. I get it. You like somebody, I understand. But you gotta... That tendency to cling to people is going to be a liability in the relationship, because if you don't have a willingness to leave people, it's going to be a detriment to your relationship. People who are in healthy connections, they will leave. I'm not saying they're like got their bags packed, but they will leave. They have boundaries. So if you can't move on from someone who broke up with you, you're not ready for a relationship. Not a healthy one. You're just not ready for it. I got more work to do. Hello.
Hello. Hi, how are you?
Great, how are you?
Good, thank you. Can you hear me well?
Mm-hmm.
Yes? Okay. I actually like what you said, because that is an issue that I've been dealing with. So my question is, how do you know if a person still wants to pursue, work things out in a relationship? It's very broad, but I'm going to briefly explain my situation. So I've been with my partner for 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
He recently started having an affair. 3 years. He started having an infidelity around 3 years ago. Found out this year. It's been very, very rough. After that, I did decide to leave him briefly.
Mm-hmm.
So we were living together. I left with family, and then he came back saying he wanted another chance. I gave him another chance. But during that time, I wasn't very, I didn't feel secure.
Right.
I didn't feel safe. So, in other words, I was technically stalking him, trying to figure out if he's actually a man of his word. I had his location and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that has to do with
Did he
investigating.
Did he willingly
quote unquote
give you?
Investigating.
Did he willingly give you the location?
No.
Uh-oh.
No,
Okay.
but he does. That we have apps that we share together that the location is on.
Okay.
You know. But during that time, he did go back with the girl that he dated with. Yep.
Yikes.
Why? Because he was mad at me. He couldn't tell me he was mad at me for going out by myself. Because I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go out by myself. He went out of town, and I just didn't. In other words, I didn't feel okay with myself being alone at home. So, you know what? I'm gonna go out.
Mm-hmm.
After that happened, I didn't do anything to, I would say, cheat. I went out, I socialized with people, and nothing happened. I told him what happened. He knew where I was going. After that, he didn't express anything. He didn't express anything. After that, he told me that after the infidelity, I found out where he was, what he was doing. I left the house again, left the home again, because I did move back in with him, so there's a lot of going back and forth. After that happened, he had told me that she reached out to him, which is really weird because he apparently blocked this person from everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So this was during that second time he had cheated again.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm not doing any of like, where is he at, who is he talking to, or anything like this. So I haven't been doing all of that, but he has been hinting that he does he does want to attempt an open relationship, or I don't know, but he still takes care of me in a way, protects me, like, hey, what are your plans in life? Like, it's very confusing. It's very confusing, and I'm not sure what to think of the situation.
Okay, so what is your question here?
My question is, how do I know if he still wants to pursue the relationship and continue the relationship seriously?
You have to ask yourself, why are you willing to pursue the relationship seriously after you were betrayed twice? You know, sometimes when you are in a relationship, right, and you start engaging in certain behaviors, that in and of itself is a sign that you gotta leave. So like, okay, you started stalking him. That's a sign you should leave. It's one thing if you entered into the relationship and then you were stalking the person. Okay, that's different. That means you got some shit to work on. But if somebody does something to you and then your reaction is stalking them, then that is a sign. You gotta get out of here. Remember, I was dating this woman, and in the matter of 1 week, I thought about breaking up 3 different times, which isn't like me. Not breaking up. We were just dating. We weren't even in a relationship or anything. We just been like, dating for months. But things were like changing a bit. I didn't like it. Things I communicated about, and they weren't like what much change wasn't made. I thought about ending things 3 times in 1 week, and I was like, wait, that's a sign. If I thought about ending things with this person 3 times in one week, and I've never had this experience, so I've never had that thought with any other person I've dated. Yeah, that's a sign this is not the right situation for me. So for you, if somebody brought that out of you for you to actually start stalking them, to keep track of them, that's a sign this is not the person for you. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. And there's definitely because it's a little bit hard for me to pick up at certain, because I get really, really heavily emotional with certain things.
Sure.
But there is a sense of, or not wanting to be abandoned, which I think it is a little bit of what's it called? From what I've been reading, I guess anxious attachment. Yeah, which is on me. And there are things that I do want to work on myself, just be better. But I never thought of what you just said. Of if they bring that out of you, it's probably not. It's probably not the healthiest or what a person needs.
Yeah, that's not a normal thing for you to do. When you start acting out of character, yeah, that's someone that you should probably not be with. And here's the funny thing about anxious attachment. In the attempt to not be abandoned, they abandon themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So
A
it's
bit
like,
of a people pleaser.
right,
I know.
right. So how
And
can
he's
you like the it's poetic in a sense because it's like you're doing the very thing to yourself that you're trying to prevent other people from doing to you.
mm, yep. Well, that's very true. That's very, very true.
All right. So the step that you have to take towards a new future is and a new experience is not abandoning yourself in this situation. It's one thing to be like, okay, let's work on infidelity, right? Like I personally, if you cheat on me, I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
I'll hold a funeral for you. Like you're dead to me after that. You know what I mean? I'll invite your family, all types of shit. We all wearing black. I don't care. But there are people who come back from it. People, like, sometimes it works. But when it works, it certainly isn't in a situation where they go right back out and cheat again. That one doesn't work. Can't trust that.
No, you can't.
Do you have children with them or anything?
I do not.
Okay, that's good. I heard someone told me they were like, as long as you didn't have kids, you won.
Yeah, I've heard that.
So as long as you didn't have kids, you won. As bad as it may feel, at least you didn't have kids. So get on out of there.
Time.
Get on out of there before you get pregnant. Get on out of there before you get pregnant. All right, so just go ahead, check up the deuces, and dip on out.
All right. Thank you so much.
No problem, dear. You take care.
You too. Bye-bye.
Cece, I'm sorry. That wasn't a shot towards you, because you do be popping them out. You do be popping them out, Cece. I don't think they got that many eggs at Publix. Very fertile, Cece is. Very, 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 very fertile. My CC. All right. Who else do we have? I thought one of my bros was coming up, man. We've been getting a lot of women callers lately. I'll try to keep them balanced, but my fellas don't be coming up. There we go. You stay right there, bro. Don't move. The flower, what's going on? Oh, there we go.
Yeah, bro.
What's up, Chief?
Yeah, that's good.
Good, good. What can I do for you? You doing cartwheels? What's going on?
Yeah, bro.
Yo, what's happening? Come on, CJ. What I just said, I was like, I want my fellas to come up, man. Give them a second. We had to deal with Shorty in the car, driving in that Kia with a fucking bad signal. Boost Mobile. You can't give him 30 seconds to get right. Team meeting tomorrow, 9 a.m. Team meeting tomorrow at 9 a.m. I need all the mods bright and early. We gotta have a little powwow. HR will be in attendance. Okay? Bro, if you want to request back up, you can do so. Try to fix the connection though. All right. What's up, man?
Hi, bro.
What's up, dude?
I'm fine. Good morning.
Morning. What can I do for you?
I'm talking from Freetown, Sierra Leone.
Enough. Told y'all this is not matchmaking, man. I don't care that you ain't got your shit wet in a while. This is not the place to do it. Go shoot in somebody's DMs. Typo. My number. That's what I'm talking about. What's going on, bro?
Yeah.
What's happening?
Let me think. Been getting better at trying to speak. I went on, a date the day after I went on that one online date I told you about.
Okay.
But I made a series of mistakes, but they weren't terrible. But
a series?
Yeah, it was like that. Yeah, cause
hilarious.
Well, I don't know. Well, I don't know. Cause I met the girl at like an artist meetup for like artists, and then I like just smiled when she came in, and then she just came to me immediately.
Okay.
That wasn't a mistake.
Right.
And then we just talked the whole time, and I tried to like low key like leave her, but like she stayed like by me the whole time.
Hey.
And then I told her like about improv I do, and then she said I should take her to a show.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, all right. And then that was the day after. But my mindset, which is like bad, was like what I've been trying to work on, like escalating like physical touch, but like I've been like trying to figure that out. But I didn't do bad with her, but like with the girl I went on a date with, like this is like weird what I did. Like I held her hand like for like most of the date. Mm-hmm. But like it was the first date for the girl before. But for this girl, I didn't really like, well, I learned from that, so I didn't really like, worry about physical touch. But I still feel like I was being too much of like a safety or like relationship guy. So like I opened the door and like I feel like I was overly eager. And then like after a certain part of the improv, because after the improv show, I asked, how you feeling? And then, because we talked a little bit during and after, and then she said I asked her if she was feeling adventurous, and then she said, yeah. And then I asked her if she wanted to go see some fireworks. This was on the 4th of July. Mm-hmm. And then we went there. But then when we was talking, she said, like, randomly, but not really randomly, she was like, hey, I'm not looking for, like, I'm about to break she said, what did she say? She said, I'm about to break the fourth wall or something. She said, and she's like, this ain't did you think this was a date, or did you think we was just hanging out? And then I like told her like because I didn't expect her to say that. I told her like I thought it was both. And then she said, oh, I'm not looking for a relationship. And then I was like, yeah, I mean, I just like getting to know you, but I'm not pressed for a relationship. And then we like hung out and stuff like that. But I feel like for me, what I feel like I did wrong was I I was like too eager, and then like I like showed my hand as far as like that to like where she thought I wanted a relationship, which I do in a general sense, but only want it like if it's like mutual, if that makes sense.
Okay. What mistake do you think you made?
I think I was just too eager. So like I was like doing like stuff like opening the door for her, and I didn't even like like for her to like bring up like this not a date. She had to feel like I was doing stuff that was like relationship coded.
Yep.
Or like, so I feel like I shouldn't have done that because we just was like vibing. So like, yeah.
Right. How old are you again, Typo?
24.
24. How old is she?
She was 21.
That checks out. That checks out. All right. She won't used to that. She won't used to chivalry. She was definitely interested in you at the beginning. For sure. She approached you and then asked you. Didn't have a pre-existing relationship with this girl, right?
No, I didn't know her at all. She just said that I just seemed like friendly. Like, because I smiled at her. Mm-hmm. She said that seemed like nice.
Nah, she was interested. Women tend to be more like socially aware than men are. So they can pick up on like social cues and social savvy, tend to have a bit more social savvy than men on average. So I say all that to say they often know what they're doing. So like a woman doesn't touch you by accident. They make sure not to touch men they're not interested in. You know what I mean? Because they know how that's going to be read, so they just avoid it. So if they do it, they're signaling something, usually, like 8 times out of 10. So, no, she approached you essentially after you smiled at her and then basically asked you to do something with her. And she didn't know you from Adam. So the subtext there is she has some degree of interest. I think your intuition is correct. I think that you probably led a little bit. It's not that opening the door or anything like that was wrong. It just wasn't balanced with spark. Remember, spark and safety are the two sides of attraction. So, spark is desire. Safety is making a woman feel like safe and connected. So spark traits would be like boldness, escalation, sense of humor, looking good, confidence, right? Those are spark traits. That kind of stokes the fire. Safety traits are like emotional intelligence, chivalry, protecting, providing, being kind, showing genuine interest in her world. So you can give safety. You got to give spark, though. And you have to lead with spark, right? So it sounds like she was just very physically attracted to you. And then you were being like putting your jacket on a puddle and having her walk over it type shit.
Yeah. Cause this is like the first like date that I kind of had like from an in-person thing, cause I been working on XYZ, so I was like a little nervous, but I mean we still cool, but I'm not really I mean she she's like 21. I mean, she's still kind of young to me.
Right.
So I'm not really that pressed.
Right.
If anything, we can still hang out, but I'll probably try to set her up with somebody like my brother versus somebody like me.
Okay.
Just because I think it just wouldn't be ideal, because yeah.
Okay. So how much time passed? How long were you on the date before she brought up the fact that it wasn't a date, quote unquote?
It was probably in the middle. So when we was in the transitional period, walking to the firework place, that's when she said it. So that was probably after the show was for an hour. Probably 2 hours.
So 2 hours into the date, that's when she made that proclamation?
Yeah, like 2.5 hours.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I think the major issue here is you're still looking to what was your goal on the date? Let me ask you that.
Honestly, I was confused, so I didn't really I feel even when she asked me did you think this was a date, or did you think we was just hanging out, just hang out? And I said I thought we was doing both. Shows my confusion, cause I guess I'm trying to be a certain type of person, which I am becoming, but I still got old habits that are more safety stuff than
So I'm asking you again, what was your goal on the date?
Just to let me think.
Take your time.
Just get to know her and know what she was on, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I think your goal was to get her to like you.
Oh. Yeah, and that's bad, right?
Yeah. You want to always know what's animating you, and what's animating you is typically the goal that you have. So you want to know, in other terms, you want to know the heart posture that you have towards this situation. So a lot of guys, when they give off too much safety, it's because they're trying to get the woman to like them. That's the wrong goal. Because you can't, for one, so you're not going to achieve that. But two, You're like abandoning yourself in the process. Like you're not doing things that you genuinely want to do in the moment. You're doing things that you think she will like, and thus being inauthentic. It's like performative.
Yeah, like, cause like when I was with this like these people who were figuring out if they were messing with each other on the first link, the girl told the guy, but they were working towards a relationship. Like I saw it in action. Like a girl, she saw another girl, a guy open the door for another girl, and they're like probably in a relationship. So it made her tell the guy, one of my homeboys that she was messing with, like, you know, I want you to do that for me. I think that's like reasonable, but I don't think that I should, like you're saying, be doing stuff just to do it to try to get somebody to like me, because I don't even know what they like, and I'm not even truly doing it
exactly
because I like care about it.
Yeah, so you got to start going into these experiences with like a clear intention, because if you don't have a clear intention, you're going to default to your old intention, your old pattern, your old behaviors, which is to get them to like you, and you're going to default to those safety traits. Because spark, the only way to get spark is not to care if they like you. That doesn't mean that you disrespect them or anything like that. What I'm saying is you're not trying to make that happen. So you are respectful, but you also move from a place of like, what do you want to do right now? Without crossing any kind of weird boundaries, obviously. But it's like, what do you want to do right now? What do you want to say right now, right? Have some social couth with this shit, right? Don't just say whatever, like, damn, some big idiots. Like, we ain't gotta do that.
Yeah,
right? But you have to start, you're abandoning yourself because you're fixated totally on the other person. So you're like kind of scanning them for social approval. Did she laugh at that joke? Is she smiling? Is she leaning in? You're too fixated on her.
Yeah, versus I should just really be worried about, you know, do I like her?
Right.
Am I having a good time?
Do you like one another?
Yeah, like does this feel
exactly.
like right?
So it's not you're trying to make her like you. You're trying to discover if you two like one another. That's a better goal. That's a higher goal. And with a goal like that, you won't default to those safety traits. And you can open the door and do those things, but it will be from a genuine place because you just want to do it. Not because you have some like ulterior motive, right? Not because you're being performative. And when you put yourself in that position, you open the door for spark, because to give spark, you have to take a social risk. So part of giving spark is being okay with her leaving.
Yeah.
You know, some guys are like, I don't want to lean in for a kiss or anything like that, because what if she doesn't like it? It's like, well, then she's probably gonna leave.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah. I was thinking, at the end of the date, I mean, she was like, didn't go like, we were still like chilling, because I just told her, you know, after she said that, you know, I'm not looking for a relationship for real, like, if I find something, but I just.
And what did y'all do on the date?
We just saw an improv show, but we like talked during the show, because I like knew like the venue, because it's a place that I learned at. So we just saw an improv show, and then we went to the park to watch fireworks on the 4th of July.
Okay. So are you nervous right now during this call?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so, but I wouldn't guess that you do improv because of how the conversation is.
Like it's like a juxtaposition. Like I've been like, even like now I'm trying to work on the tone of my voice and stuff, but like people do have a perception that I sound monotone and that I'm reserved, but
brother, they don't have a perception. That is the accurate representation.
All right, but I'm trying to.
I was thinking, did I take NyQuil today? I thought you were J. Cole. Keep going.
All right. Does my tone sound better like this or no?
Yeah, it does. See, you came alive a little bit.
Okay. So yeah, like,
because you gotta understand one thing that women like vet men for is vitality. I don't think a lot of them are aware of it, but like vitality, like does this person have energy? You know, that doesn't mean you got to be like a super extrovert or anything like that. Like one like even being ambitious is a sign of vitality. You have a lot of life in you. You have a lot of life force, right? When you are pursuing your purpose, that's a sign of vitality. those are often the men who get chose, right?
Yeah.
So, but when you're giving out signs that you are lacking it, and one way to give off a sign that you're lacking it is like talking in a monotone way. Yeah, it can be underwhelming. And then the date, like let's paint the full picture. So like if you're talking with a monotone voice, and then you have structure a date to where you're going to mostly do talking.
Yeah, it's like
it's not going to be a stimulating. Yeah, it's not going to be a stimulating experience. So I will tell you this: if you struggle with like physical escalation, one hack that you can employ is start doing like fun activities. So barcade, mini golf, things like that, because it gives you a reason to break that like touch barrier. Like you're at a barcade, you're playing a game, and then like you try to playfully like mess her up. You know what I mean? That's now you've broken the touch barrier. You walk through a crowded venue, you put your hand on the small of her back and like guide her through the venue. Okay, touch barriers, bro. Well, you wouldn't start with that, but like you would lead up to that because that's a bit more sensual. But you see what I'm saying? Like you want the environment to work for you. So as you're learning these things, go ahead.
That because I mean, after the end of the hangout, she said, you know, I see you when I see you, and you know, whenever she see me, so she was leaving the ball in my court. At least how I feel.
She's still in play, by the way. You kind of hurt your chances, but she's still in play. You gotta learn some tools, brother.
Yeah,
here's a tool. It's not too nice, but the too nice is connected to like what's animating you. Again, like your goal was to make her like you, and that's where the niceness is coming from. You address that, you won't be too nice anymore. But you gotta like work on like the game portion a little bit. Like when she asked you, "Was this a date?" You could have been like, "I thought we were hanging out. You clearly think it's a date."
Yeah, I failed this. Yeah, that's what I should have said.
You got too logical. You don't get logical. You got to be playful. Lean into like non sequiturs, like shit that don't even make sense, but it's playful. Like you got to make sense when you say something. It's just playful. It's just it's a vibe, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, like a lot of guys get too logical. Like she'll ask you a question, you just answer the question, like logically, and it's like, no, play a little bit. Play a little bit. That's game. Yeah. That's social skills, right? That's spark. That gives the spark.
Yeah, I agree.
Right? That's going to go a long way. Lean into that improv muscle.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, and that shit. You got to yes and that shit, brother. All right?
Yeah.
So takeaway is get clear on what's animating you. Go into the situation with some intention. Use the environment in your favor.
Mm-hmm.
And then be more playful. Meaning that what you want animating you when you are being playful is that you're just trying to have a good time. If you enter into that headspace of I'm just trying to have a good time, spark is going to be covered if that's your goal. Okay?
Yeah, definitely. I appreciate it.
No problem, big dog. Come back when you're ready, all right?
All right.
All right. There we go. As long as it get like at least... You like that, Bobby? Yeah. Yeah. You know, I know a thing or two. You feel me? I tried to do improv one time. Bunch of white people. Didn't like it. Cool with it. I would like a little bit more seasoning in the midst. It was not a good time. Just corny joke after corny joke after corny joke. What's going on, man?
What's up, man?
Chilling, bro. Good. How are you?
Chilling, bro. Chilling. I got need a little bit of help on something real quick. It's a little confused on something.
You on a walkie-talkie?
Oh, wait, hold on.
He got that cut with a string on it.
Is that better? Hello?
There we go.
There we go. My fault, bro. So I'm gonna explain the situation, and I want just like some feedback real quick. Is that cool?
All right.
So this girl, I saw like some place I go to reposted her that she was there, and I followed her on Instagram, and she followed me back.
Okay.
I slid up on her story. I DM'd her. We was talking. We hit it off really nice.
Cool.
I decided was going on a date with her, and then we agreed. We got a date going. I got her number. We just been texting back because I got her number on Sunday.
Okay.
And we plan to go a date on Friday. So we was texting between Monday and yesterday and today, just chatting. But this morning she texted me. She goes, "Oh, I'm just getting like friend vibes. Like, I don't feel a romantic spark." And I was like, because honestly, at the beginning, I was low key spitting crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
But I think I kind of like coasted back. Because I'm like, "Oh, I got the bag. I'm good." So I kind of like was just trying to hold conversation until Friday. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But because I thought we were doing great. Like on my end, I thought we were like mixing all really good. You know?
Right.
Like, I don't know. I don't know if I should have like not have texted her as much or like.
How frequently were y'all messaging?
It was like honestly like I don't know like if I can put it. No, we were texting like all day throughout the day. Like we would both be at work. We'd just be texting each other. She started sending me voice memos. She sent me videos of herself at her job, and I was like, "Oh, she feeling me. I'm good." You know what I'm saying?
For how many days though?
How many days? 3 days.
3 days. All day.
Yeah.
All right.
Cause she kept the conversation going. I wasn't trying to like cut it off, so I was like, all right.
I hear you. What were y'all talking about?
Just like stuff we do for work, just like life stuff. Yeah. Just like, and I was like trying to keep it playful, you know. I was just like flirting it here and there in between.
That's good. It's good keeping it playful. The tactical error is you don't want to bleed everything out via text.
Yeah.
You don't want to bleed everything out via text. You want to get them on the date.
Mm-hmm.
Get them on the date. So you talk a little bit, and you also don't want to have date conversations via text.
Yeah.
You want to keep like the initial text like kind of lighthearted a little bit, and then save the meaty shit for the actual date.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. That's why I was trying to just keep it surface level like throughout the week. I was just like, "Wait, well, how's your day going?" And she was like asking me. She was a yapper, so she kept the conversation going. I was just trying to keep it smooth, like just surface level. I guess she was just like, "Oh, I don't feel a romantic connection." I was like, "Oh." Okay.
But she probably what you just said. She probably felt like she had to carry the conversation. That's possible here.
Yeah, because I was trying to like reserve because I'm like I don't want to give off too much. I want to hold up. I want to hold this for the date. That was my mentality.
But you didn't ask for the date though, did you?
No, we had a date planned on Friday.
On Friday, you had a date planned. Okay, well, that's good. So
we was busy all week, so the only day that worked for us was Friday.
What made you plan it on Friday?
That was the only day that worked for both of us.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. It's hard, man. Like when you schedule the date out, like women don't see this because they're obviously they don't date women unless like, you know, rainbow shit. But
yeah,
when you talk to women who you haven't met in person yet, and the date is far out, tell them how frequently that shit does not go your way. It doesn't go your way. It does not go your way. It's like you want that date to happen as soon as possible.
That's what I was thinking. Cause she like, "Oh, let's do next Thursday." I said no. Let's do this. Let's try to find a sooner date.
The longer it's out, the more the likelihood it's not gonna happen. I used to tell guys like, cause you want to reduce friction, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I used to tell guys, don't even plan a date on the weekend if you can help it. Obviously, you'll have to sometimes, because some people it's like, you know, some people that's the only time they're available, like in your situation, right? But if they've not met you yet, they're not really invested, unless there's such a huge value, perceived value gap that like the polarity has flipped, and now you're the one being pursued. Like if Duke Dennis probably ain't gotta do a lot of talking. You know what I mean? Because there's a huge gap in perceived value. So if that's not the situation, if you're a regular person, she's a regular person, you don't want there to be friction. Friction meaning like you don't want there to be any possible barriers between the connection happening. So with women, especially young women, the younger they are, the more true this is. You typically want to avoid the weekend date for the first date because you'll have to compete with whatever other exciting things she may have going on.
Yeah.
And younger, beautiful women tend to have shit going on. Last minute stuff. and something last minute will pop up, and she'll rather do that than meet this random person who slid up on her Instagram story. And they'll cancel it, right?
Yeah.
So you want to avoid the weekend if possible, but obviously you got to do it sometime.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like I remember like this morning, we had a whole like long conversation about it. And she was like, no, like, I think you're really attractive. Like, I think you're very handsome. Like, I love the conversation we had. Like, it was all great. Like, you're an amazing guy. She's like, I just have this gut feeling. It's just not going to work out long term. And she's like, I just listen to my gut feeling. I was like, I can't argue with that.
Right. And sometimes you didn't do anything wrong, too. Because sometimes there are women who are, like, very neurotic and skittish.
Yeah.
Because some of them are oriented, again, the younger they are, the more this is true. Or the more, like, trauma they face, the more this is true. They start to feel like how they feel in their body is a reflection of reality. And it's not. It's like, oh, you're feeling anxious because you're an anxious person, not because I did anything to make you feel this way. Like a lot of guys have experienced it on dating apps. It's like, and women have admitted it. You know, I coach women too. It's like they'll match with a person on a dating app, want to see them, and then when the date is about to happen, they get nervous. And they're like, no, I'm out, right? They'll joke about it online. I seen them on Twitter being like, oh, you thought I really wanted to meet you? Like it's like, it happens. So you gotta that's just part, it's a feature, not a bug. That's just part of the game.
Yeah.
Which is all the more reason not to be talking all day. So you don't like come in, like get really invested in somebody who is just gonna do that to you anyway.
Yeah, that's true. But I was kind of like, I think I was like literally at one step. Cause like I applied literally I was like, the spark was there. We was having a deep conversation, great conversation. Everything was working perfect. I'm just like, it's frustrating because I'm like, I literally couldn't have done anything better. You know, I just got to chalk it up to the game.
Just the game, brother. Just the game. You know what I mean?
It's like the game, right?
And you know, like, especially if, like, you know that you were, like, adding spark to the connection and stuff like that. Like, it's one thing if you were being a clown. Like, you don't want to be the clown either. Like, oh, I'm just going to joke all the time. You want to do that. But if you're saying you know, was playful, but then also there was, like, a little bit of depth there, okay, well, you got a good balance going. And then her behavior would suggest that she has some degree of investment in the connection, or she was just bored, one of the two. But like sending pictures and stuff like that seems to go beyond boredom. Like videos and voice memos, that would suggest someone is invested.
Yeah.
Like if they were bored, like women who are bored typically let you carry the conversation. They're not carrying they're not adding a whole bunch. Normally when they like give a lot of conversation and like long blocks of text, voice memos, stuff like that, that stuff communicates high degree of interest.
Yeah, look, this is like the most someone's felt me in a minute. She was like, I was on my phone an hour. I'm like 8 notifications. I'm like, dang, bro.
Right.
Like, you at work.
So more than likely, this didn't happen because of something on her end, whether that be another guy, whether that be nerves or something like that, attachment issues, immaturity, right? Her excuse doesn't seem like it's a true reflection of the situation.
Yeah. Yeah, I just want to come back. So that really happened all today, and I was like, damn, bro.
Really? Let's try it to the game, man. Try it to the game. Hey, just shoot again. Just shoot another one. If the IG's working like that, did you like follow her and shoot, or was that someone who was already kind of in your orbit?
No, literally, because there's a pop-up shop I go to, and they reposted people that go down the weekends, like tag on my story, and I saw her, like, oh, I need that, and I followed her, and she followed like 1,000 some people, and she only followed like 200 people, and she followed me back. I was like, oh, and then she like reposted she posted some like fit picture, and like I slid up on some corny stuff, and she was messing with it. I was like, oh, this actually went in, and it was just.
What'd you say? What'd you slide up and say?
Cause like she posted a fit picture, her face was cut out. I'm like, this picture would be fine, but it's missing something. She's like, what? And I was like, oh, like that pretty face. And she was like, oh, that's cute. And I was like, oh, I was practicing one all day. And then she's like, all right, give me the rundown. Where you from? What do you do? She's like, I don't like to waste time. I was like, all right.
Okay. All right.
We just hit it off.
All right. I mean, that's I give that a B minus. You know what I mean? It's up there. This is up there. How old?
I was trying to do something crazy, you know, just a little.
How old? I mean, that works. That works, especially if you got like the aesthetic to pull it off. How old is she?
She's 19. I'm 20.
Okay. Yeah. If you would have ignored her, that probably would have worked a lot better.
You think so?
Are you like 19? Like left her, like just didn't give a lot of energy to the situation. That would work a lot better. A lot at 19? Yeah.
Bro, what?
Yeah. Okay.
I said nothing all week. Like on Friday? Yeah, we good.
Yeah. That's rough. But just keep shooting, baby. Keep shooting, all right?
Yeah, appreciate you, bro.
All right, Chief. Be easy.
I'll catch you, man.
I love it when the young bulls call in, man. Makes me reflect. Makes me reflect. So he got a bright future in this game? Yeah, 20 years old. Most 20-year-olds ain't got game like that. Or the social skills to pull it off. Let me see who we got. IG's a dating app. All social media is a dating app. All of it. All of it. All of it. All of it. Every app. For sure. For sure. All right, no more callers. Y'all can drop questions in the chat, though. If I got a question. Drop that in the old chat. I will answer it there. Glad we got to wrap it up with some of my fellas, though. Because it's been ladies' night for the past couple of nights. I love my ladies. I love y'all. Genuinely. But you must remember, I started off as a men's coach. So it's good to get back to the roots. A lot of people been meeting through TikTok these days. Yeah, bro. A lot. I ain't mad at it. I've dabbled. Dip my toe in the water. Water feels good. It's not cold. A bit warm. This shit heated. Just gotta dive in, man. No? Get it how you live. Who here has met someone on TikTok? Put a 1 in the chat if you have. Put a 2 in the chat if you haven't. I think TikTok is leading too. Put a 1 in the chat if you've ever entertained or dated someone from TikTok. Put a 2 in the chat if you haven't. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. If you're watching, I need a response. There's 22 responses. There's 300 people here. Need my lurkers to put something in the chat right now. Don't leave. You said the number just dipped. Oh no, I gotta respond. Yeah, go ahead. Put a number in the chat. I want to see. Okay. All right. All right. Fellas, I want you to see all the ones in the chat. I need y'all shooting ASAP. They're obviously open. So, don't say I never did nothing for you. You should do a poll. How can I do a poll? How does that work? How does that work? What are you using this data for? No reason, just curious. Just curious. That's all. No, I don't want someone in Africa. Y'all Africans gotta chill out. Y'all Africans gotta chill out. Cause y'all be following people like crazy, bro. DM it. It's really annoying to me because I'll tell y'all to DM me the word coach. If you want coaching and you want to solve all your romantic problems, you can do that now, by the way. To book a coaching call, they'll DM me the word coach to talk to me. And I have an aneurysm every time it happens. Every time it happens. And they're listening to me say this right now. And they're still going to do it because there's not a thought behind those fucking eyes. I don't understand it. Not a singular thought. I've gotten 5 marriage proposals in the last 3 days. Right. I'm not built for long distance. Who's trying to get you to go long distance? Been mass follow? Yeah, man. That shit's so fucking annoying. Ah. Can't take it. Can't take it. Anyway, though. I can't keep blocking them either because it's so many. It's a lot of them, motherfuckers. So I can't, I think TikTok has a blocking limit. You hit a certain number, it's like, yeah, you can't block no more people. Fuck, I got more Africans to block. How do I do this? How do I do this? Anywho, so how did y'all's situation play out when y'all dated from social media, from TikTok specifically? Any relationships formed, or was it a miserable experience? I've only done it twice. I'm curious. It's going great. I don't think it is, boo. Something tells me it's not, per recent conversations. If you dated from TikTok, like, what's your experience been? Was it good, bad? Danny, you don't have to share your opinion. We know how yours shook out. He was cool, but not for me. Why is that? What was he missing, China? Yes, Facebook dating is trash. You shouldn't be using Facebook dating if you're under the age of 45. Talked to a woman, called in, she was like 26. I was like, how'd y'all meet? She was like, Facebook dating. Said it with pride too. I said, what the fuck? I didn't even think they allowed you on Facebook if you were under 30. Wow, not one good experience. Both of my experiences were good. They just ended. They weren't bad. So y'all saying it was bad because it ended, or did it end in a bad way? He wanted his way, and when it didn't happen, that was difficult. Got him out of here. Okay. Mine was great. We went to a Beyonce concert. Ooh, was that like a first date? Big money over here. Cause I'm not doing that. How much are those tickets? That was the first date, Beyonce concert? Are y'all still dating? Was it his idea or your idea? So many questions I have. So many questions I have. Bobby, chill out. Chill out. Shh. Go lay down somewhere. Do you value TikTok dating over dating apps? Absolutely. Absolutely. Social media, if you're going to meet someone in a digital way, social media is way better. Dating apps, it's a different environment. There's different nuances. You don't want to, like, the worst people to date are people who are actively shopping. If you're on a dating app, you're actively shopping. If you're on social media, you could be actively shopping, but it's not a guarantee. On a dating app, you are 1000% actively shopping. So you are intentionally looking for someone and intentionally entertaining multiple people. Worst person to date. Worst person to date. By far. Works out sometimes, but generally speaking, no. The best person to date is just somebody living their life that they love and enjoy. They'd like a relationship, but they're not pressed for one. That's the ideal. Wait, was I stupid for sending it back? Sending what back? What did you send back? I missed your original comment, I think. That's the best person to date. But for you to date them, you have to also be like that, though. Worst date you've been on? Don't get me telling stories, man. I told you I've been catfished before. Shorty had to have on like 5 filters. I think that's what she did for a living. She made filters. And she just took all the filters she made and put it on her face. I've told this story like at least 6 times on this live. I don't want to get into it. But she did show up at the bowling alley where the date was supposed to be planned. I was waiting at the venue. She said she arrived. And then she started walking up to me. I didn't recognize her. And she called me by my name. She said, "Are you Marquette?" I said, "Little boy, how do you know my name?" I don't know if you doing a fundraiser, want to sell me a Snickers or something, but I hope your football team makes it. But I can't give you any. I don't have any cash on me. I don't have any cash. Scram. I'm here for a date. Off with you. It was her the whole time. I said, "Oh, I've been bamboozled." Went to the bowling alley because I'm a nice guy, right? I don't want to give anyone a bad time. So we went in, and there was 2 sections. It was one section, there was a lot of people in the section. There was like one free lane, a lot of people bowling, well lit, movie lights. You can see everything, right? Well lit, cinematic experience. Then there was another section, dark. Can't see shit in there. Dracula couldn't see shit in there. That's how dark it was. And the guy who was giving us our shoes, he was like, "Do y'all want to that lane over there?" I was like, "What about that dark area where all the lights were off? There's no electricity. What about that place? Can we bowl in there?" And he was like, "Yeah, but it's like $50 more because it's like private." "Yeah, let's do that." She's like, "No, you don't have to." "Yeah, yes I do. Yes I do. Reputation, baby. Can't be seen out with you." So we went inside there and we bowled. Great personality. Great personality. Fantastic personality. Terrible packaging. Terrible packaging. Oh my God. Oh my God. It was not a good experience. So yeah, that was the worst. That was the worst date. I think I won bowling. I don't know because I couldn't see. But I did hear, I think I heard at least 3 strikes. Had to echolocate that shit. And the bitch like Daredevil. So I want to say I won. Was a chick from Hinge? She was on some dating app. I forgot the name of it. Pretty sure. Hinge was the primary one. I only used like Hinge and Bumble in the past. Did you see her again? No. Absolutely not. She attempted. Nope. So I'm kind of getting friend vibes, love, you know? So I want to keep things platonic. She was like, "Friends?" I said, "Yeah, like 2 little boys." That's the vibe I get from you. So I'm going to have to respectfully decline. I wish you luck with your filter business. Very effective. Very effective. Come to Houston. I guarantee you will find someone. We're actually going as a group to Dallas August 14th through the 17th. Y'all missed it. Y'all new people missed it, man. We had a raffle for the chat. So me and the Maz popping out to Dallas. We got a nice little Airbnb there. We open it up to the chat. So we got like, 4 or 5 people from the chat that's going to join us in the Airbnb. Should be a good time. Other people can also pop out. We got some other folks flying in for the meetup that we're going to have. So won't be Houston, but we will be in Dallas. So if you want to pop out, you're more than welcome. Not to the Airbnb though. Not to the Airbnb. That's capped. They'll kick you out of Airbnbs. You start bringing strangers over. They will kick you out. Anybody been kicked out of an Airbnb before? I have, not by my own doing, but it was like a company party for a startup. I think it was going to turn into a Diddy party. Y'all know who Dan Bilzerian is? I know some white boys in the chat know who Dan is. I work for like this bro company. They like help elevate testosterone in California. And they threw a mansion party on the beach. It some Diddy vibes in there. You see like real old dudes, real young pretty girls. What the fuck going on? Oh, sir, I just met your granddaughter. She seems like a lovely gal. Granddaughter? I'm fucking her. Incest. So yeah, they kicked us out. But it was, if they didn't kick us out, I don't know what was going to happen. Dan Bilzerian, he's like one of those guys who you'll see him on social media. He's like a poker player. And he's always like around a whole bunch of like models. He's always around a whole bunch of models. It's like OF adjacent. The guy who was responsible for getting the women and throwing Dan Bilzerian's parties was business partners with the guy who ran the company I worked for. So he invited a lot of women to the party in California. I was like, what is going on? Kid in a candy store. Kid in a candy store. I know about him because of my ex, the white one, I'm assuming. But yeah, they kicked us out. I got some stories to tell now. Lived a lot of life. But yeah, that was fun until we got kicked out. What type of tea? Just green tea. He's also a pro poker player. Nice. I did emphasize it. My bad, Kiana. I didn't mean to emphasize white like that. But it had to be the white one, because my people don't know who Dan is. Is that how I pronounce the typo? White? Yeah. You can believe that company fired me? I did no work, so I definitely deserved it. They did that thing. They were like, what project are you working on? I don't know. Oh, that one. Yeah, I'm working on this, that, and the third. They're like, yeah, can you send us the progress you have on it? Certainly. So I sent them all like the forms. I'd never been fired before. So I sent them everything they asked for. Yeah, the contacts that you make, you sent us that too? Yeah. You seem to be asking for a lot of information. Is there any reason why? Never done this before, and it is 4:30. Why'd you wait till the end of the day? Normally I'm taking a nap by now in my office. You're taking a what? Nothing. That slipped out. I didn't mean to say that out loud. But yes, may I ask why you need all this info? Yeah, got me up out of there. That was a rough experience. That was in Melbourne, Florida. Terrible place. Terrible, terrible place. Every time a hurricane comes, I'm like, get Melbourne, bitch. Blow them bitches off the map. Hurry up. I hate when they wait till the end of the day. Right, it's disrespectful to wait till the end of the day. I get it from a business perspective, but it is disrespectful. It's disrespectful. I said, I put in a hard day of no work, and this is how y'all gonna do me? Huh? John, I met your wife. Susie, I gave your son a high five the other day. Thought we were family, baby. That's what y'all say in the meetings. We are a family. They said, sorry, cuzzo. Gotta check up the deuces. So, yeah. Anybody else here unemployable? I'm not employable. I have to be an entrepreneur. It's like a neurodivergent thing. Every job I've ever had, I've like left before. I've quit before they were like, I don't think he's working. Once they're like, are you doing the job? I'm like, well, here's my 2 weeks notice, actually. Here's my 2 weeks. I'm out of here. You know too much. You know way too much. Now that you know I'm not working, I have to move on. But sometimes they beat you to the punch. You don't time it right. It's like you're playing double dutch in the fucking the damn jump rope hit your ass. I didn't time that right. It's actually a thing though. Yes. I thought like for the longest time it was like, oh, I just haven't found a thing I'm passionate about. No, I don't like the company structure at all. I don't like being told what to do, for one. For two, if I don't care about it, I can't do it. If I don't care, I cannot do it. Even if I try to motivate myself, like we're doing it for Lil Saint. Fuck them. You know what I mean? Like I don't care about Lil Saint. I can't, if I don't like genuinely care about what I'm doing, I'm gonna lose steam. When I get in the door though, best employee ever. Super impressive. Getting the job is easy. You want me to talk? Watch this. You're about to be blown the fuck away. I know everything to say. Charming, charismatic. I get in that bitch, nice. All right, this is me. It's my desk. My office. Thank you. And I'm gonna take a nap there and there. It's like for me, it's like 2 months, first 2 months, star employee. Awards and shit. Key to the city type vibes. I'm with the mayor shaking hands. Right? After that, over with. Coming that bitch disheveled. I've had so many meetings was like, what's going on? Like, you were the star. I said about that, I'm more like a supernova. I'm on my way out. Did I get that right? If I got that right, I'm the GOAT. I don't know if that was right though. Did supernova fit there in that example? Who here knows science? I'm burning out, baby. I'm not the star I used to be. Sup, supernova? Oh, daddy. I was right. There we go. Thank you, ADHD brain. I love Chappelle. What do you mean, Shiv? Chappelle Rome. What is that? You like Dave Chappelle? I know some jobs are like, that motherfucker's lucky because we were just about to fire him. That's a singer? I've never heard of that person. She made sad lesbian songs. Shiv, are you a sad lesbian? How do you know who that is? Chapel, like church. Okay. I got you. Boo, it's good to see you in the chat again frequently. I told you failed last semester. We're going to kick you out of the university. You straight? All right, Shiv. We like to see that. Shame you're not coming to Dallas. I don't know if did you ever like apply? Never saw you as a hand raiser in the chat. He denied your application. That's probably because he thought you were a sad lesbian. You gotta, like, when you tell people who your favorite singers are, you gotta understand who their target audience is. We don't want any sad lesbians in the Airbnb. It does not sound like fun. It doesn't sound like a good time, to be honest. Any last minute questions, people? Any last minute questions before I hop out? Are you motivational or well experienced? I don't understand what you're asking me. Don't spread live, Shiv. Don't do that. Don't do that. Do we have any happy lesbians coming to the Airbnb? I don't know how they slip through the cracks. All right, CC, be easy. Tired from a long day of talking about nothing. I took a nap. I ate lunch. I think it was breakfast, actually. I think I was chewing on a pancake when I saw CC hop on live. Lived a full day, lived a full life. Took a nap, had kids, raised them. Hired, fired, employed, entrepreneurship. Multiple seasons passed. Hopped back on live. CC was still talking. I said, what the hell, CC? To a whopping 5 individuals. I said, what is going on? One of those was one of those like Africans who is stalking her currently. I said, what is going on? What is going on? I admire the effort. Her live was good. I guess. I wasn't there. She was asking if she can be a pro black if she got a white baby. I got some gems though from CC. Well, she has a good teacher. So, you know. Really good teacher, I would say. All right, people. I'm gonna head out. But if you're new here, make sure to follow. I go live twice a day. I'll be live again tonight, tomorrow, at noon Eastern time, and at 9 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. Anxiously attached is a link in my bio for a video I made just for you. Yes, you. On anxious attachment. It's the top 4 tips I give clients. You should check it out. I also stream these lives on YouTube, so if you ever want to miss or not miss an episode, just go to YouTube, click the live button, and watch it there, okay? Appreciate the mods, appreciate the chat. I will see you all tomorrow.